Good evening, YouTube. I'm early, um, minute or so early. Generally speaking, I'm just here trying to get myself caught up and figured out. I'll wait to show off a few things if people start jumping in. There were a couple things I wanted to do to show, uh, make a grand uh, entrance. I don't even know. Just to show off, not really merch. Hey, what's up, Sterling? All right, first one. Uh, Glad you made it. I guess 9 o'clock might be early for you. I don't know if that means you're getting ready to go to. If you're just waking up, preparing for the evening, I'm not sure. Cheers. I'm just kind of hanging out here, trying to get some year-end stuff done. I have a little bit of stuff that I had made up. There's that little dude. I bought this hat. That was part of the hat right there, but added that little embroidered thing there, and then there's the other one. So it's kind of like my merch or whatever. And then here you go. Bought this thing too. Got that made up. Different color. Cool. Right on, man. Thank you. So just showing off some stuff. Understanding you might be sleepy time. I don't know. Thank you for coming in. Yep. Basically, showing there's two people in here now. Cool. Let's see if I can figure this out. Oh, Fate's in here. What's up, Fate? If you're even in here yet. Just kind of showing off some stuff. Made a couple little hats, This one and this one. That way I can be special like Fate. But my hat's cooler, but it doesn't move. And then see, I got a sock hat too. And then I got a different color. So I don't really know yet, but yeah. I'm just kind of hanging out, doing a little bit of stuff. Like I'm going to finish up my bank statement for the end of the year. Get that last one. It showed that it's ready. Just kind of check off some personal stuff that I might have spent, for taxes, and then going to finish off my logs to find out how many days I was actually on the road for per diem. I went through, I don't know, 11 and a half months worth, and I'm somewhere probably getting to, let's see here. This is basically what I'm doing on the live here tonight. I'm just going to do some of this stuff. The driver situation, man, seems to be moving in a positive direction. He's scheduled for his test. I think it's Thursday. He wasn't there today because of they were all off, and then weather played a little bit of the issue um, last week. So basically, I believe, and we talked, and he shared, all the stuff he started talking about, air hoses, air chamber, make sure they're not, or they're properly mounted, secure, not leaking. He went through the whole thing on the phone with me, and it demonstrated to me that he's very prepared. And basically, because I do know him personally as well, he does know how to drive a manual already. He can back trailers already. He just hasn't done anything with the big semi. So I'm really confident that he's going to do well. Just like everybody, you can show up and get picked to be the guy that has to be perfect, when they do the test, and then you might fail. But I don't see that happening with him unless he's that one person that gets picked to do 100% of everything 100%. So I believe he'll do good. And after that, really my question, and this has always been my question, is what am I going to do about the insurance? Because he's going to be brand new CDL, and he's going to be team trucking with me, and there's not going to be another truck. So I don't know how the insurance is going to be. Is my insurance going to double? Or does it matter that it's going to be only one truck? So I have a lot to learn as soon as he gets a CDL. And they won't even give me a quote. They won't give me any kind of an estimate. They won't give me a quote. They won't do anything until he has his CDL. And so I have to wait for them to check him off on getting his CDL. And then I have to wait for the BMV or DMV, whatever you call that, in your state, for it to get into the system. I'm assuming for it to get into the system. But as soon as he tells me he has a signed paper and is going to go get his, actual license, I don't know if they'll print it the same day or not. But as soon as he tells me that, I'm going to call insurance and say, okay, here's his driver's license number. He has a CDL now. And then hopefully they'll tell me, what's involved with that, because that's the biggest question I have, because, like Nevada, Trucking and Trails, he told me, but he's leased on, so the insurance is not going to work the same. And so I don't know if I'm going to be doubling my insurance to team. So it's going to be learning. I'll share it with you, especially I heard you're still looking, I heard you have begun looking for drivers. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is that your plans are, or you're just feeling it out too, to see if you can get things moving. That'd be great for any and all of us to, kind of start developing either a fleet or, whatever it is that we can get going. So yeah, I'm the insurance is at least 1/3 of everything anyway. Like insurance is 1/3, fuel is 1/3, generally speaking, like that. And then driver pays 1/3, generally speaking. So I hope that I can get it all figured out. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. Oh yeah, and since you're here, I'll see if I can do my little project. Got this little container thing to hold my little silver eagle. Shh, don't tell anybody. I bought this little thing just for fun. This is kind of like investment, not really investment because it's not. I don't know. This is 10 ounces of silver, and then this thing this is the eagle, the silver eagle. It's not really a money making thing, but just one of those bucket list things. It's just like this thing. This is they call it, I think it's SA. It means it has a number and everything. I bought it. It's a gram of it's a gram of 99.999 fine. So you put it into an investment account if you wanted to, if you did it right. How you like my hair too? I need a haircut. So yeah, that's what this thing is. I thought it was neat. Precious metals, whatever. Just some side things to do. So yeah, this one's a 2022. Let's see if I can do this. This is the first time I've done this too, so it's kind of a bucket list, no big time, like, no buying 1,000,000 tons of silver or gold or anything like that. But we'll see if it works. I don't know if it'll work. Who knows? What's that? Oh, you got a little bit of, you play with the precious metal too, a little bit? I just haven't ever really done it. I've kind of always wanted to, but I really never done it before. Maybe I was just afraid or something. But I guess I'll put my oils on this thing, watch it tarnish. But anyway, hopefully that'll work. It doesn't have to be perfect. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing is just random stuff. Going to finish out my logs eventually. Try to get my taxes done. I don't know what your strategy is about funding your growth. but we're right about at the same time frame. We just got our, what is it, our second year of tax returns, so self-employment. So we should be able to open up a little bit of a credit um, to be able to fund growth. So I'm assuming we're almost the same. So what I'm going to do, um, I talked to a mortgage guy, and he said after I get my taxes done and completed, I should be eligible to then get a home equity line of credit or some other types of products. And I do have some equity um, that I can access. So I don't know if that would be the best thing for me to do is access that credit and buy a truck instead of paying 20%, or find someone else that wants to work with me or the business. Who knows? I don't really know. I haven't explored all those things completely yet because I want to be able to do something when I say I'm going to do it. I don't like to put it out there early. And that might really be the wrong strategy, but it makes me uncomfortable because if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it is the way I look at it. But if I tell somebody my plans are to do it, then it's like I get all this feedback and it generally seems like it's always negative feedback, like, when are you ever going to get this done or whatever. And it's like, I'm working on it. I'm just working on it. So yeah, that's, I usually don't like to put stuff out very early just because of those types of circumstances. Uh, if you are in here, I do have a question, a request from you actually. Uh, I'm going to go from this tab over to another screen or another tab on the browser because I'm not doing StreamYard. I'm just doing the YouTube studio. I don't think it'll disconnect me, and I don't think it will show the other tabs. But if you'll give me some feedback and let me know if it does, that'd be great. I'd appreciate that. So what I'm going to do is I'll just go to the Motive dashboard, load board that they have, uh, and then just kind of click around. So my webcam light's still showing up, and I'm looking at the other tab as the live keeps going. So I don't know if you can see that screen or if it's just the webcam. So I'll click back and then hopefully get some feedback on that. So I clicked back. So if you saw me the whole time, then I'll know that the webcam is what stays on all the time. So that's what I'm doing is I'm gonna go over to this other tab and pull up my trips detail in Motive, and then print out the rest of my day. So, okay, so it's looking like I have 146 days plus 51 and a half. So that's 90, 97 and a half, 197 and a half. So I'm going to see what that equals before I actually do anything. 197.5. I'll just do 67.5. I'm getting to a $13,331.25 worth of tax reduction so far. That's without the rest of the year from the 13th until the 31st. So I might have 5 or 10 more days, I don't know, in there. So I'll jump back and see if I got any oh, so it's showing I don't have any participants, so I'm just on here, but I'll just keep going because I need to do this work anyway. I can talk through it. Trips detail load. Okay, let's see if I can do reports. Oh, there it is. Trips detail under trips. Recently viewed. Okay. I do like this computer stuff. It helps tremendously. All right. So vehicle. Did I do vehicle or driver? Let's do the driver. Just to make sure. And then we will select 12, okay, 13. Looks like there was no activity at the time on the 13th, so we will start on the 13th days, and then we will go 13, come on, to the 31st. 13. All right. And then we will see if we can export it to the PDF. Preparing my report. Okay, they'll send it to me, I guess. That'll be good. Let's check this to see if it. All right, my download is ready. Here's the hard part. Knowing whether or not I have networked this printer, the better printer. I don't know if it'll print. Hopefully it will, but it might not. All right, let's see what this is. There are 2 different ones. I'll click back to the live stream, see if anybody's there. Yeah, I don't. The yard move, I honestly don't know that. Okay, yeah. With both feet, I don't know what scenario that you're in. If you have the driver only, or if you also have the fleet, because you can edit your logs from the driver's side, but if you have like the administrative control on the other side, you can edit your logs again after you sign your log at the end of the day. So it's like you can edit your logs until you sign them. Uh, okay, great. Thank you for the feedback. I wasn't sure what was going to happen when I went to the other tabs. Yeah, I was just kind of sitting here talking to myself or whatever as I was going through. And I really wasn't sure what was going to happen. Let me know that. So yeah, let's say if you are leased on and you don't buy the Motive subscription or whatever, then you might not be able to edit your logs after you sign at the end of the day. That might be how it works. That way you understand that there's actually another section where somebody can edit it, and then I think they can edit it, and I'm not 100% sure if they require you to re-sign your logs to accept the changes. I know with an Omnitrax that's the way it used to work, but I don't remember. I honestly don't remember, because if I do need to do an edit for some reason, I usually do it before I sign the log, and that's the way I manage myself. Um, so I'm sure something can be done. I just don't. I don't want to tell you wrong. But overall, I'm happy with the log so far. I was pretty upset when they made a change and tell me about it, and it disrupted my whole day. They did all the changes like on a Friday. I was like, well, why are you changing all these things from Keep Trucking to Motive and everything else on Friday? Why would you do that? Because I'm sitting here trying, and DAT did that to me too. They changed everything on a Friday when I'm looking for a load for my weekend. I'm out here on the road trying to look for a load to get me home or get me somewhere else so that I don't sit all weekend long, right? With no load, nothing to do or whatever. And it basically destroyed like my whole planning. And they didn't let me know. They didn't tell me. They didn't. I don't know. Yeah, that was a frustrating point. Fortunately, I also had the truck stop subscription as well. So I found something on that one. But yeah, I was not a happy person because they basically ruined my ability to plan my next move. Uh, I like to try to plan ahead, but that's not always possible because I had this, this particular load I was supposed to deliver on Thursday, and for whatever reason, they didn't get to me. And so I had to wait until Friday. So I thought everything was fine. I was just going to wake up in the morning and just kind of look for a load and just do that. But everything just went crazy on me. And it's like, then there's nothing I can do. Yeah, you're right. On the driving event, you can't edit that one. Yeah. What's the rule with how many weeks? Is it 1 week, 2 weeks, or a month? That if you violate because of a driving event, and if you can't fix it, uh, the DOT can see it for how long? Is it 2 weeks? Yeah, that gets tricky if the thing kicks on like that when you're trying to do an off duty PC or something, and the yard move, that is something that I haven't looked into um, because I generally if I'm moving and I'm not working or whatever, it's generally going to be a PC. But I don't like to use that either because there's just too many opportunities for the DOT officer to you know viol- to violate you, and it's something we are allowed to do. It's just, yeah, I usually don't try to use that at all if I can, if I can stay away from it, or just do the 1 mile an hour creep. It's no fun, but sometimes you put it in second gear instead of leaving it in first if you have a manual. And if you don't have a manual, automatics might flip you into drive. But I can, as long as I put it in first, I can creep because it's a manual. So I don't know if you have an automatic or not. And yeah, that would be a concern for me. If I have an automatic, I don't know if it would if it'll shift gears into second or third or whatever, and then off you go, and then now you're in drive status. If you're not wanting to be, or can't be, or have to move for safe haven. Yeah, yeah. Some of these things are just really frustrating, and there aren't many things you can do, especially like you said, if it throws you into a drive event. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. So yeah, now I'm going back to this report. So the deal here that I have going on currently at the house and everything else, um, have a printer, right? And have one in the truck, and I have like the hotspot on the phone that allows me to print at home and in the truck. And now I have an at home, like office or home or whatever, uh, Wi-Fi uh, connection, internet connection. And because I haven't set it up yet, it doesn't recognize that connection. So I'm I'm being lazy, and I'm going to save this file to a jump drive because the fancier printer, the fancier printer at home, the good one, in my opinion, has the jump drive USB that I can just transfer. Yeah, that's doing. Oh, and before you take off or whatever is going on, see these things. Bought this hat and I did a little thing like this and a little thing like this, and got some sock hats, embroidered some stuff on there, little bat and a semi, bat carrying a semi, couple different colors of gray and a green. And then, yeah, so I don't know. I really don't know what to pick, but I'm just checking it out. Just doing a little bit of stuff, you know. I'm not big time, nothing like that. All I'm doing is trying to get everything ready for the driver when he comes on. That's what's going on with me. That's kind of my biggest thing after filing my taxes and everything, getting everything ready for that, because it's hard to do anything on the road. I mean, I can print some stuff and this and that, but when I'm on the road, I really am trying to only concentrate on driving, securing the load, and driving. You know, that's about it. It's just not an easy task to do much anything else, because if you drive your whole day out, you know as well as I do, you're tired. There are a few personal things that we need to do, you know, when we're on the road. So, yeah, that's a tough one for me. Let's see if I can find this. Yeah, it looks like that's right. So yeah, I'm just hanging out with anybody that jumps in. Everybody probably getting ready for tomorrow, since most places are closed today. My radiator decided to start leaking on me as I was going through the super frigid, ice cold, and so it let loose on me, and it kind of messed me up. 3 days, they supposedly fixed it 3 different times, and I did. I found a leak. Nuts and bolts were loose, and you know, just on and on and on. And I lost a load because of it. It's the first time that I actually scheduled a load. I don't think I fell off the load because I did not accept the Raycon. And this is the scenario that happened. I think everything's done for the second time. You know, everything's tightened up and everything else. I schedule the load. It's on a Friday, and I start driving the truck, leaving to go pick the load up. I get to the stoplight after I come out of the shop, turn right. You know, an eighth of a mile or less is the on ramp on the interstate on ramp. I start to accelerate and pop, or you know, some noise, and you know, all this whistle and everything's going on, and I think I lose my turbo. I'm like, oh no. So my radiator just went, and now my turbo, like literally in this at the same time, generally speaking. So I get it back there, and I pull up to the doors and open the hood. You know, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And then the charge air cooler hose to the turbo that feeds the turbo is off, and I just couldn't win. I mean, I don't know if these people were that new, inexperienced, or incapable. I don't really know, but this was the third time that somebody had to look at this thing. And they tightened that up, and I'm like, okay, well, I had to cancel the load because I called them. I was like, I can't accept this rate con. This is like 5 minutes after I schedule this load, and without accepting the rate con, and I'm like, I can't do it. I don't know how long this is going to take. So after that happened, they tightened it up. I go down the road, and I'm thinking, okay, things seem to be fixed now. I looked it over, quick glance. I'm trying to be respectful of these people and their abilities. It's a different mechanic that messed with it from the first time to the second. So, and I was more confident in him. I was confident in the other guy, but I was more confident in the next guy. And so I drive, I don't know, maybe a couple hundred, 200 or 300 miles, just going home, deadheading home for the weekend because there's nothing I can do now. I can't pick up anything. So I'm like, I'm not sitting on the road for 5 days and just spending all. I mean, that's basically what it is. It'd be spending almost the same fuel and, money with, sitting in the same place that I was at with few loads. So I'll just go home and start over. So I get to a stop 300 miles or so. I stop and everything, and I'm like, okay, well, this is a good test. Maybe some coolant has circulated now, and I'll be able to see where the levels are at and everything. Get the air pockets out if they have any, and so I stay there all night. I get up the next day. Looks like I'm about a gallon low. I didn't think a whole lot about it. I looked underneath the truck to see if there were any leaks, and it went from frigid cold to 40 or 50 degrees. So the truck was de-icing itself just because the temperature went up. So I see a little bit of a possible sign of a leak, small leak, but a possible sign. So I'm like, okay, I need to check this out. And so I drove, since it got cold and everything, I wanted to bring it back to temperature, check everything out, let the pressures come back. And I drove about 20 miles to the next shop. And I'm like, okay, this is the test. It's up to temperature. I'm going to park in a dry spot, and I'm going to look under there to see if any fresh leaks are present on the pavement, and then I can see whether or not something's leaking or whatever. So I look under there, it's dry, and I'm like, all right, maybe this is good. And I lift the hood with it running and everything. I'm like, well, I'll check it out while it's running as well. And then I see a leak at the top of the reservoir. I'm like, oh man, this is just a terrible, terrible time. So I go over to the shop and tell them about it. Well, these hoses are all old clamps or loose clamps. I'm just like, and these people that mess with this thing, not very happy. But anyway, they did a pressure test. They had to do it twice because they found another leak. So I guess the other mechanics didn't even do a pressure test to see if there were any leaks. So I don't know. That's just what was going on. And that it wasn't fun. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to eject my um, little jump drive and go over there, and I'm going to print this dude off, see how many more days I was on the road from the 13th until the 31st, and then I'll find out if what my deductions generally will be, at least for that one. All right. Print documents. Let's see. Trips detail. That's probably the only one. Okay, automatic. Print one. Copy. Back home. Take that dude out. All right. So now at least I got it printed out. And I'll go through all those. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to do about, I don't know if it's workmanship. I don't really know what to think, but I do know that you can't take stuff apart and not put the bolts back in. I mean, this thing was missing bolts, and I don't know if the person was just in a hurry trying to get out of work. I don't know. So I don't know. I don't know if they're rushed. It's just something I don't know. But I do know that that was too many times for them. They had too many opportunities, uh, in my opinion, because they for sure didn't do didn't do their job. Is basically how I see it. They did not do their job. So yeah, it looks like before I do this, I'm at 146 plus 51 and a half, so 97 and a half, 197 days worth of per diem deduction before I go through 3 pages for the rest of the year. And hopefully I'll be able to, yeah, that's the other thing. I need to see what my bank statement, if it goes to the 31st. I got an email saying that the statement was ready. I think it was the personal side. So I need that too. So let me see if it provides it to me. Okay, let's see if it's going to require me there. Yep, it's going to force me to sign in, so I'm not going to do that yet. Yeah, with both feet. Thanks for jumping in. I appreciate it. I'm just, generally speaking, just showing stuff off. I don't know if I showed you this or not. Just showing a couple things, working, just kind of doing whatever. Not a big deal tonight, other than just thought I'd jump on. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir, ma'am. I I don't even remember. I don't remember. I think, yeah, I'm gonna click on it now to make sure I know what the hell I'm talking about. But yeah, got to do the he she since I don't even know everybody that jumps in yet. So yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you again, and have a good night. All right, we will do that as I'm sitting here. Okay, none of these are, but that might be all the same day. So there's one. Another one, another one, another one. Those are my half days. I might accumulate a few more. I don't even know how long I was on the road this time. I know I went a good way. I was in Idaho. So, yeah, almost every single day on here is going to count. Going to count good. See if I can remember what method I used here. Okay, so we will do this. Go back here. Okay, this is the 31st on there. So when it switches to 30th there, 28. So see, I was on the road on the 29th and I wasn't doing anything there. 27th. This will be my document. Oh, excuse me. My document for the CPA so they can verify, at least have record of what I'm saying, so that they can say, hey, he didn't do his stuff or whatever. Or I can say, yes, I did. There it is. Yeah, I don't even know how long I was on the road this time. So yeah, so 14 until the 24th. So that was 10 days on that one, and then 5 days. So I guess it was 2 weeks and then a week. It didn't feel like it though, because I showed up on the 24th, Christmas Eve, and then I left on the 26th. So basically, I don't even know if I did a 34. I might have, but I don't know if I did. All right, that's good. So about, what does that equal? How many days? Just generally, like really quick. 14. So 14. Yeah, maybe that's 14 more days. 15, but maybe 14. All right, and then that would equal. Just see how many more days. More of a deduction there. Fun, all that fun stuff. Every little bit, that's almost $1,000. Cool. Because I don't need a tax bill larger than my revenue. It'd be hard to do. It'd be hard to do, but that's not what I need. Uh-oh. Somebody jumped in and jumped out. Yeah, going big time at 58 minutes now. Thank you, everybody. And 10 o'clock will be the. I'll end it at 10, I guess. Nobody seems to generally be on at this time for whatever reason. I don't know. Everybody's probably getting ready for tomorrow, or it's a bad time of the day for everybody still driving, maybe. Yep, that might be it too. But I'm glad I'm getting a few people here and there. I appreciate it. And let's see if I can do anything else. Can I do anything else here? Pop out chat. I don't know what that is. Okay. Maybe that's in. Okay. Community moderation. Let's see what that says. Yeah, I forgot. Did I make anybody moderators? Hmm. I don't know. I thought. Yeah, I thought I could Let's see if this is it. Have I not done that before? Oh, look at that. See, giving out some moderators that I didn't. Oh, yeah. Hey, probably need to see if Sterling's a moderator yet. Wow. Well, that's no good. All the people, I need to add them as moderators, you know? They're the extra special ones, the ones that are here early. Surely Shannon Thomas is not the only one that was a moderator. See if I can add myself. Nope. All right. Well, it's 10 o'clock now. Played on here long enough. I appreciate those that came in this evening, and we'll just keep doing this thing when we can get a chance, and that's what we'll do. I appreciate it again. Go ahead and hit the like button, click subscribe, leave a comment. All those things will be good for me to hear and know. Have a good night.